Well, hello everyone, Dan Hurd with Dan Hurd Prospecting here. Welcome back to my channel. And if you're new, welcome. I hope to earn your subscription today. My buddy Jason, Mount Baker Mining and Metals, just bought himself a new mine, and it's in my neck of the woods. We're here in the sunny Okanagan area, and it is a beautiful spring day. Today we're up here checking out Jason's mine. I've got a bunch of tasks that I've been given today to see if we can find some free milled gold. This mine is amazing. If you haven't seen it on Jason's channel yet, Jason already has some videos from here. Today we're doing a little bit more exploration. As you can see, we've got a little excavator up here. We've got Harry. Say hi, Harry. We've got Pete. And Jason is off doing some business right now. He will be back. So let's get at this. Wish me luck, and I hope you enjoy. So this is the Golden Griffin mine. It's actually in almost exactly the same terrain as I'm used to. This is a historic gold mine with really rich gold values. It might not have been rich enough back in the day to mine, but with the gold prices today, it is way more than enough. More rich than enough. You know what I mean. There's a lot of value here. Today, we've been given free run while the boss is away. Jason's down doing some meetings right now. He's not here until later on today. We've been given free run to go and start exploring the veins. I saw a spot that I want to take the feather and wedge and break off a rock. I saw a spot that I want to pan some of the rotted out vein material. I saw a spot where there's a secondary vein which they have no idea what's in it. I think I'm gonna get a really good sample from that secondary vein and test it. And then Pete's up there with the excavator right now, exposing more vein. Harry and I are gonna go, once he's done exposing it, and start slabbing off the quartz to see what we can find. There's visible free milled gold in this vein, and that just makes it way more exciting. Now, the Golden Griffin mine has extensive old underground workings from the 1800s. Well, from a long time ago. What the guys are here doing today, they've been here for a few days, is they're exposing the vein at the surface. You can see a little bit of it right there, a little more. It's probably in that pit somewhere over in this pit. There it is on the back wall. They're just exposing the vein at the surface and testing grades up here. Now this here, the shadow of Dan Hurd, no, this here is the vein. It's about a foot wide at this point. There's the hanging wall, vein, foot walls over here somewhere. The host rock looks to be some darker rock that's just shot full of little veinlets of quartz, though it does sound like that holds little to no value. It sounds like, from the history here, that the value is in the main vein itself. And as they excavate out, where's some good light? There we go. As they excavate out, they're getting lots of these chunks of quartz coming out of the vein, and they are just shot right full of pyrites, galenas, chalcopyrite, iron pyrite. Found something that looked like it could be a pyrrhotite, rotted out irons, and yes, the guys have seen visible gold in the quartz. My goal today is hopefully find a piece of that. So I've brought out the Gold Monster 1000. It's a really good detector for detecting small gold, the kind of stuff you'd find in a hard rock mine. Now, Harry did say he heard some sort of target over here. I'm not sure quite where it was. I'll get him to come over and point it out in a second. I just found one right here. Hear that wobble pop? That means it is definitely a small chunk of metal. So gold nuggets metal, but also a shaving off the bucket of the excavator's metal. The wobble pop here on the machine is going straight onto the iron side, not onto the gold side at all. So that is a chunk of excavator bucket. Almost for sure. That's not what we're looking for. Now this signal here isn't quite as much of a wobble pop, so it's probably not a small chunk of metal. It's something probably in the rock. But this one's going onto the gold side, so there's a better chance that that's something that we want to dig up. There's the man.
Howdy.
Now, you said you had a signal here. Do you remember where it was?
Yeah, I got a signal right here.
Right on this knob?
Yeah, like a half a signal. It was real light.
Okay, I'm getting something right here. Into the gold range. But I don't see anything on there right now.
So starting from about where my foot is, we were getting kind of stuff like this.
Oh yes, look at the galena in that.
Yeah.
Galena all over the place.
And so if you swing your detector, I guess that target is not hitting for you.
Yep.
But you should be able to get something. No.
Nope.
Mine was getting it on this.
Okay.
Try any of that.
You hope that galena or other sulfides will not set off a detector, but that's not always the case.
So my detector was it was going off with the galena. I just heard a little bit of something there. Try this one.
Yeah, I bumped it. I bumped it, yeah.
Huh, that's
Gold Monster is very bump sensitive.
Yours is not seeing it. Mine was seeing it.
Yeah.
I have to go grab my detector now.
Yeah, we're gonna have to find those rocks that yours was seeing it on.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a little something.
There's a little something.
So that's the kind of whisper I was getting on the vein, and if I got that whisper, we would hit it. But then once you break it open, you can visually see what it is. Now, since Pete was in here with the excavator, there's a good chance that's just iron.
That is for sure excavator bucket right there. There's no doubt about it. It's straight on iron, and it's such a zippy signal.
Yeah, I didn't get it.
Yeah. I think I had another one somewhere here that was excavator, but this, that doesn't sound like excavator.
Might not be.
Let's take a second and see what we find. So I've been digging around into the pocket where I'm getting the signal. I'm getting lots of these highly mineralized chunks of quartz out of here. So good chance that's what the signal is. It's still saying on straight gold. So we're not talking a chunk of excavator bucket. Could still be a bullet though. So we definitely found one of the pieces. There is a shard off the excavator bucket, or it looks old. It's probably an old excavator bucket or something, but it's definitely iron. Now, we won't leave that there because we'll find that. That goes in a pocket. There is still a gold signal. I'm gonna go back at this though. Lots of iron shards in there, lots of excavator bucket. The gold signal has gone away. So if it was gold, it probably wasn't. It was probably that excavator bucket fooling the detector. Harry's got some stuff cleared off for me to detect down here.
Yes, sir. I can get this piece off for you.
Gold ore.
Something right on the footwall.
It's a pretty small signal. So Harry's down there breaking off some stuff from the bottom. I decided to give a very, very fresh break. So one thing about breaking quartz veins at its natural fractures, they're often rusted in their cracks. It's hard to see what it really looks like. I'm hoping this breaks a fresh break where you can see what the inside of the quartz really looks like. So we're going to use a feather and wedge, drill the hole, we'll put a feather and wedge in, we'll line it so it splits this corner off, just like that. And I have to steal Harry's hammer.
All yours.
Okay. Busticated really easily. Now, let's see. I really need to go grab my gloves. And again, oh, actually no, it did give me a fresh break. It's a very red quartz. High iron in the quartz itself. No galenas, no pyrites, anything, just a red quartz.
It's gonna be a while.
You can do it! Yeah.
Nothing.
Red quartz. At one of my other mine sites, the gold was always in the red quartz. There are little tiny blebs of pyrites, but just a straight up red quartz. We spent a couple more minutes here, and we did find some galena down where Harry's working. And I found a great looking rotted out iron pocket up where I was working, but still not the great ore we're hoping for. Okay, our determination is that right here it's fairly barren quartz. It's looking like it's fairly barren down where Harry's working too, so we're going to move to another spot where we can find some quartz that can really show off the mineralization here. So the first potential spot did not work out all that well, but this was the spot they were pulling great ore out of yesterday. So I've come over here to detect the wall. I really like the looks of right through here. Very rotted out, lots of iron. It doesn't seem to be the foot wall, but it sort of seems to be like a vein within the vein type thing. Just a section of the vein. Lots of little blebs. I really like the look of that. I'm going to detect here. I'm also going to take some of this stuff that's just fallen off of this and pan it out eventually. I sure like the sounds of this here. Strong gold on the detector right now. I think I'm going to take a little sample of up there and see what it comes out as. This section of vein is just full of little iron vugs, just little pockets all over the place. It was setting off the detector up here. I was getting lots of iron signals, but I was also getting a gold signal here. Comes off easy enough. So the signal I was getting in the wall, we got down into a bucket and then into the pan, and I cannot detect any signal in that pan at all now. I will take that and pan it out. I don't think I'll pan out the oversized stuff. The signal was not in the oversized, was not in the undersized. But I think what I'll do is I will take a full pan of this material here down to the panning station and just see what that has in it. Because all of this stuff here came from right there. That will be enough to tell if there's anything freeing up in the fine material. That's a nice break. Just broke this rock open and loaded in galena, pyrites, and something that's looking very yellow. Exactly. You get your loop right there?
Yeah, let me take a look.
Well, you have a look at that. That looked really yellow. I see greenish pyrite, so that's the chalcopyrite.
Well, that spot we're looking at is actually iron pyrite, and the rock is stained yellow. But this part right here, my friend, it's very small. Right there with the loop is what I believe is gold.
Okay, I got to turn the camera off so I can check it out. So after a close look at that with the loop, that does look to just be pyrites in there. No free milled gold yet, but that definitely goes in the high grade bag. As I go in, the rocks are getting better and better. Every one I break, look at the amount of sulfides in that. It is everywhere. I do see yellow bits in there. I'll pass these over to Harry there. He's got the loop. I think the yellow is chalcopyrite, but you never know. Well, we've definitely exposed an iron pocket that has some copper oxidizing out of it. Don't see any gold yet. Whereabouts are you finding the gold in this stuff?
We were finding it either just in the straight quartz or sometimes in those little oxidized out limonite pyrite cubes. So you're looking at limonite after pyrite, pseudomorphs.
And you like the green here. You said that's...
Yeah, the gold is associated with the copper, the galena, and the iron sulfides. That red material, that limonite stuff, when you have all three of those together, the gold runs with it.
Alrighty. There we go. There's galena, chalcopyrite, and I'm sure somewhere there is gold. This is the material that runs gold numbers. Okay, we got a big one coming. Look at the green. Green in behind. This is going to be freaking awesome inside. Watch your eyeballs, everyone. my goodness. That won't break. There she goes. Oh, that was a solid rock. What did we get inside? Oh, there's your lines.
Oh yeah.
There's your lines you were talking about.
Yep, double line and it's fat.
Ounces in here. Ounces, I tell ya. Look at the pyrites, how green they are. You just know they're full of copper. Here, you look at that one. See if you see anything gold inside. I'll look at this one.
Okay.
We got chalcopyrite, iron pyrite, galena. Galena all over. Okay, I think this one here, I'm gonna take home, put on the saw, and start cutting some slabs off it. Hoping that we see gold, of course, but hoping that the pyrites and galena and everything really make a great pattern in the rock. It's a very, very solid rock. As you saw when I was beating on it, it did not want to break. So it's very, very solid rock, meaning it'll make perfect slabs.
This is still quartz and this is quartz. So this right here is the middle part of the vein. And we're calling this vein in vein.
Right, because there's still quartz in the back side. It's just a different type.
It's different.
And these rocks that are coming out of the center,
yes,
everyone, if we can break them, is showing crazy mineralization. Like crazy.
Yes. See how it's brassy now?
Yeah. Lots of calco in there. Ow! Ow! Oh! Ah! Look at that. I got a glove on one hand. What do? I squish the other.
Ow. There it is. There it is.
Ah! I know. Everyone's always telling me to wear my gloves. The reason I had that glove off was my touch screen on my camera doesn't work with the gloves. So I have to constantly take one glove off to work the camera. And then I'm too lazy to put back on again. And now I have a bleeding finger because of it. But we did get a doozy of a, oh,
Yeah.
Look at the copper. Oh, that's a good rock. Let's give it a break. Look at the pyrite pocket. It's huge.
It's nice.
Oh, look at it all. That is a great rock. Full of pyrites and galena. I think technically galena is a pyrite. Since a pyrite is a sulfide and galena is lead sulfide, I guess you could say it's a lead pyrite. I don't know. They call it galena instead. Look at these shards. This just broke off the rock when I was trying to break it in half. All these shards, every one of them has pyrite pockets. That one that just fell may have gold. This one may have gold. I see yellow inside some of the galena pockets. Phenomenal. So Harry just with his bare hands broke the rock in half because he's a brute. Look at the big pyrite pockets. That's pyrrhotite. I tell you, that's the only thing I know of that goes black like that.
Wow. Okay.
And pyrrhotite holds gold. Like,
so, but it's like purple. Is that just my eyes playing tricks on me, or is that like
I
purple?
just see it as black.
It looks purple to me.
Oh.
Like black purple.
I bet you there's a free milled piece of gold staring back at us right now that we just don't see, but it's right there. Probably in that pocket. Okay, this is a good one. I can feel it in my bones. Here we go, here we go. Yeah, baby. This is gorgeous stuff.
It's fine grain now too.
I have to slab a bunch of this. I'm gonna take that one. I'm stealing all of Jason's ore. Gorgeous stuff.
That's got a lot of good colors in it. Yeah, look at that.
That's just amazing material. Yeah, you might want to loop that one.
Trade you.
Okay. So, you know, we'd probably be able to get 10 times as much ore out of the ground if we stopped looking at rocks.
This is a true statement.
It's just too much fun. What do you think of that yellow in there?
It's pretty amazing.
But is it gold?
I can't tell. It's too small.
We need a chunk. I'm hoping this is showing up. Right there in the center of the screen. That's gold. And there's the other side of that same piece. There's definitely gold there. Definitely. Get some sunlight on it. See if that changes it. I think I'll take this piece home so we can put the microscope on it. And this piece too. This is what broke off there from that other piece, or that other piece broke off from here. And yes, there's gold. Little bleb over there. I'm thinking that's gold, not pyrite. We got gold, baby. So the light's a little bit better for this piece, for the camera.
to show off that we think that on the end there is free milled gold. Again, I will put this under the microscope so we'll know for sure once we do that. I'm pretty sure that's gold. I think what I want to do with this is take it home, put it under the microscope, see what it looks like, and then crush this rock down and pan it out. Because under a microscope, we can really tell. But absolute crush and pan, then there is no questioning whether it's gold or not. And now that I've pulled the close-up camera from the truck up here, I can show off a little bit better some of these pyrites. So there's some chalcopyrite and some galena together in one pocket. Chalcopyrite, known as fool's gold because it can really fool you that it might be gold. There's the other half of that same rock. Azurite, blue, malachite, green, gold, maybe, yellow. Might not be as much, but they're pretty sulfides. So Pete is honking at us right now over in the other pit, which probably means he's ready for us to start pulling down the quartz over there. Harry just went over to check that that's what he's talking about. We are having such a great time here. Every rock is showing us the galena, the chalcopyrite, everything that we need to have gold. We've made a million different bags. There's so much ore for Jason to crush and process and get the gold out. We haven't really seen all that much. Well, we haven't seen the big piece of gold yet. We've seen lots of little pieces. I do have a bucket I'm going to slab up from this site, and by the time this video comes out, I should have this all slabbed up and ready to go. We'll be on my website, www.danhurdprospecting.com. Should be amazing. But it sounds like we're going over to the other pit here. We got one heck of a hole going here. We know there's gold in there, but time to go see the other site. And yes, Pete has the next vein ready for us. This is going to be a 100% unique reveal. We don't know what's in it. No one's broken this part of the vein open yet. Could be barren, could be a bar of gold. Probably not a bar of gold, but we don't know what we're going to find inside, so let's go check it out. I might need my lunch first though. All right, lunch has been had. The excavator's off the hill. Pete's all done up there, and he's got some quartz exposed for us to go play at. Okay, Pete, tell us what you were just up to up here. What was the plan?
I put this road across here so we could access this vein, and I dug out as much as I could beside it, so now we can start peeling it off the wall.
Okay, and what we see down the crumbling there, that's actually some of the vein that fell off on its own?
Yeah, so once I cleaned all this host rock off, with the wind and the sun, it started drying it out and it just started sloughing off.
Okay, so these are big chunks of quartz. We're hoping they show lots of galena and sulfides inside. Is this the hanging wall then?
No, that is still quartz.
That's still more quartz?
Yep.
Okay, we see the footwall there. So this was the first half of the quartz vein, and then it keeps going in behind. Okay, let's start breaking rocks and see if we see anything fun inside. Yeah, that chunk looks like it's the hanging wall itself.
That's hanging wall and
no,
quartz.
that's quartz.
Yep.
Okay.
That is quartz.
That is definitely quartz.
So this is hanging. This is footwall.
Footwall.
Oh wow.
There is a sulfide.
We're already galena in it. Yeah.
There's sulfides on the contact too.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. You got galena inside?
Yeah, right there.
Okay. Yeah. A little spleck. There's a good word. Spleck. Seems to be a line of sulfides up near the one side. Galena.
We're on it. That's good news. A little bit of blue there.
You were looking for lines like this on the other side. So is that a nice sign that there's a line of some sort of sulfides there?
I think this is more associated with the footwall.
Okay. We might have to go back in the next step.
It doesn't mean there's not values in this, because we haven't separated the three parts of the vein. We just ran it all together in our bulk test. It was hanging wall, the footwall, and we took the host rock on either side and the slip, and so it should be in the middle. But I don't know if there's any values in this as well, so we haven't segregated that. This came from right here.
Straight down from where it slipped, right
Okay.
here. Literally came straight down.
Nice. And this quartz is fat. This is fat. This is like a foot wide.
Okay, and this is the one he thinks has got the good stuff in it. Let's prove Pete right. Hit it! Hit it harder! Harder! There we go. Although it broke on the flaw, so it doesn't actually show us much yet.
Ooh.
Oh, vuggy. There's an iron vug. That's good stuff.
That's footwall. We'll go back. You're not looking that great.
I like the look of that.
Yeah.
Those big iron vugs?
Yeah, limonite pockets.
Yeah. Definitely not as rich as the stuff we had in the other spot.
No.
Okay, I'm not seeing any. Oh, there's a little bit of sulfite up in the top corner.
There we go.
Tiny bit.
Yeah, so that'd be the footwall side.
We've been beating on the vein for a while here, and we decided the best way is to bring the excavator back up the hill and see if we can knock down the big slab on the back side. See if I can find a good perch to watch this from. There we go. Look at that chunk. That is solid. Look at the green. Woo! There's copper mineralization. That is a massive chunk. All right, let's beat on it some more with a hammer. Nice. There we go. Fresh breaks all around. The green is an indication of copper. Copper is definitely an indication here of gold. There's some green here.
Yeah.
Malachite just standing right through the quartz.
There's some good sulfides in that little pocket of.
Yeah, some good sulfides down there.
Yeah.
Good. Oh, that's probably the same pocket, actually.
Yep.
Yep, and huge, just huge. Who wants the honors of rolling that open?
I'll do it. Pete, you want to play with it? He's gonna roll open. I'm curious to see what the matrix looks like in this whole thing. Come on.
Oh, it's all through this.
Okay, not terrible.
Not what we were doing earlier, though. There is sulfides all through it.
Oh yeah, there's a line.
Yep.
There's a
my
line.
line. As I do a line and you do a line.
Yep, there you can see it in that piece
There,
too.
that has the double.
We all do a line together. That's good. Good color.
So, you know, it's not what we were doing earlier, but there's galena all through it. So it's a lower grade ore. I love the pink. This is almost like a rose quartz pink.
Yes.
Grainy. You basically have rose quartz here.
We're getting it.
It's there. It's there. This is interesting. Our vein runs this way, but all of a sudden we see something going down here, either a secondary vein cutting it, some sort of offset of the main vein. It's definitely vuggy inside. Often when you have a vein that transitions like that, going from one to another or an intersection, that's the hot spot. Yeah, it'd be interesting to open that up. Ugh. Interesting to open it all up. Maybe, just maybe, copper. That's a nice looking pocket you just broke open.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's day 2 at the Golden Griffin Mine, and we have Jason here today. He joined us today for his own adventure. He is actually going down the main shaft today. I'll show you a little bit about that here, but if you want to see that, you'll have to check out Jason's channel. Today, I'm going to take those samples that I collected yesterday, fill up a tub of water, start panning those out and seeing what we can find. Plus, I'm still hoping to get one sample from right around the main portal. That's the plan for today. Let's get at her. Hey, Jason.
Hey, Dan.
What crazy, stupid thing are you doing today?
I'll show you. Come look. See this big death trap of a hole?
Yep.
Myself and Bobby from How Not To are gonna rappel down this hole and see what's at the bottom. You wanna come?
No. If you want to see that adventure, you have to check out Jason's channel. Now, water up at the Golden Griffin is hard. We have to truck it in. So I've got 2 containers of water, a couple of panning tubs. I think I'm just going to try to put a bit in one and see if I can just be gentle, not waste water, and do what I can to see if that sample from yesterday has gold. Now, I think what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to just get it wet, I'm going to throw it in there, and I'm going to shake it real hard to stratify anything heavy to the bottom. Then I'll pour off the water and I'll just scoop off the top. By doing it that way, we can actually save ourselves some water. Stratifying material like this, if you do a really good job of stratifying it, all the heavies will be in the bottom inch or so of the pan, which means this top stuff can be thrown away. Yes, at a place like this there could be gold locked up in the quartz, but what we're trying to find here is the gold that has completely weathered free. And this is a legitimate way to pan too. I have seen people do that where they stratify and they just scrape that and throw it away rather than panning it out. Yes, there's situations where that's better. There's situations where that's worse. There's situations where you want to do that and, you know, high clay content, maybe you don't want to do it that way. But in this case where we're trying to save water, it just makes sense. I think I'm good actually, to drain off all the water and then very carefully take the top 2 inches off, take that material, put it aside for crushing later. We'll actually throw that into one of Jason's bags. And that way we're not filling up our panning tub with stuff that obviously doesn't have free milled gold in it. There we go. We've taken off most of the coarse stuff off the top. This here I'll now pan down properly and see what it has for gold. That's better. Bobby's going down. Yeah. Excellent. We might have to take a break from panning and go and see the first person go down. Although, again, I'm not going to film it. You'll have to see that on Jason's channel. Or Bobby's channel. Bobby's channel as well. I'll leave a link right here for Bobby's channel. Come on, please show us something for gold. Please. Okay, put some fresh, clean water in there before I do the backwash. Okay, I can't backwash that until we have the whole group here for a reason. Okay, I might have to create a little bit of suspense and not show you that pan until I get everyone out. I hear Bobby's just gone down the pit, so he's gonna be a while before he's back up. We'll get everyone over before I show you that pan. Harry just brought me threw a rock at me to show off on camera. It's a beauty. Look at the sulfides. Wow. Iron pyrite, chalcopyrite, galena like mad. We have some limonite in there, which is just an iron pyrite that has rusted. Limonite's a fancy way of saying iron oxide. What a beautiful rock. You're back up already. That wasn't long.
I wish I could say that. I didn't even go down yet. Bobby found some cool stuff though.
Bobby, why don't you introduce yourself and your channel?
I'm Bobby. I help out with How Not To. Channel motto is breaking gear fear for all extreme sports.
Okay. Extreme sports like going down a pit in the ground, which is like crazy suicidal to most of us. Yes, they will be going down there shortly. Okay, this is your mine. You do the honors. Have a look.
What is this?
This is off the bottom of the hot pocket up there.
Just this stuff?
This stuff.
Just the rotten quartz.
The rotten quartz just pulled out by hand off the bottom.
And like a half a pan or a pan's worth?
It's actually a couple pans in there now.
Okay. Holy crap!
Let's get a shot of what just shocked.
Dan, what's all that yellow stuff?
You might not like my answer.
Is it lead oxide?
I think you have scheelite.
Oh, scheelite.
It's actually loaded in gold, but it's not what you think it is by looking at it.
Yeah, you know what it acts like? It acts like the yellow stuff that I saw in Jeff's mine, which was wolframite. Yeah, wolframite. But scheelite is also this color and real super dense.
Well, it's the only clear crystal I know of that's heavier than all other sulfides.
Okay.
But we'll let you have a look at that with a loop in a second too. It's loaded in gold too.
Yeah, I see there's quite a bit of larger gold. Wow, that's cool.
Isn't that freaking awesome looking?
That is awesome looking.
If only that weren't all gold.
Yeah.
My original thought is it was. That's why I got so excited.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I think your original thought was it was too.
Yeah, you swirl it back and it's all yellow, but I think the GoPros probably won't be able to pick it up. But yeah, there's a ton of gold up here at the top.
Lead oxide's not a bad idea too. Lead oxide should be heavy, but I don't think it forms clear crystals.
Yeah, I know it's real yellow, but I think lead oxide is more lemony yellow than this.
Okay.
This is oranger. But yeah, wow. That's significant for sure.
So this is exactly what hard rock gold, very, very rich hard rock gold, looks like in a pan. Unfortunately, that chunk up there is the gold. The rest of this is either scheelite crystals or some sort of lead crystal. There's actually a heck of a lot of gold all through it still, but it's a very, very heavy yellow crystal. We can tell that under the loop. We can see the crystal form where, yes, there's a ton of gold in here, but no, that whole surface is not gold. That is what that shocked and fooled both Jason and I, because in a hard rock mine, that is exactly the halo of gold you would expect from ultra fine gold. It looks 100% like that. So we tapped up a bunch of the gold to the top edge. That's the hard rock gold. And I don't know, I'm guessing there's most of a gram in this pan. Like, there's a huge amount in this pan. But if you go down to the fine stuff, that is either scheelite or a lead crystal. You can see there's gold throughout it. Notice those like 3 big pieces in the middle, 4 big pieces in the middle? There's gold throughout it everywhere. But the majority of that is a yellow clear crystal. Just moved off to a different light situation to see if it shows up any better. So I'm going to take a small sample, grabbing a little bit of gold and a bunch of the yellow stuff to take back and put under the microscope. And then we're going to pack up the rest of this stuff so that Jason can take it back and smelt it out and see what is actually in there. Because there's so much fine gold mixed in with all of this that we could end up getting a very large bead out of a very small amount of material. Here's a piece I pulled out of the pan, which I think is showing gold on some of the quartz. I think that is the gold. We'll clean that piece up nicely. Give you a good shot at the end of that one. Look at the manganese dendrites on that one. No, those are not fern fossils. That's actually a metal crystal that forms in cracks called manganese. Those are manganese dendrites.
Am I going to be hanging and
Here he goes again. Check out Jason Maltbaker Mining and Metals.
Jason, congratulations. You're now expert in rappelling.
Oh yeah. This is scary to get shot at?
In my opinion, it is. I have a fear of heights, that's why. It's irrational.
Dan, you want to come next?
Not a chance. So I have done samples. My first sample was sort of fine stuff from the hole. Then we did a sample from the wall. We did a second sample of just what was laying on the ground. I'm doing one last. I got as much from the hole as I could, just brushing it down, grabbing it out. I've got a good sized pan here. I'm gonna do one more from the hot spot pit. That's this pit here. It's the best stuff so far. Then I'm gonna go and check out the old mine dump. Do a couple pans from there and see if anything is down in the mine dump that might be a bit bigger. My sort of experience with this is old mine dumps, they don't have much gold in them, but the gold that is, you know, usually a little bit more significant size than what you're getting just from the natural ore. I'm not sure why that's my experience. There's probably a good theory behind that. That's just sort of what I've found at a couple of the mine sites I've worked in the past. I'm going to have to limit it to this one pan anyways, because I have to save enough water to be able to do the dump. So that second pan, it had all that yellow stuff and a little bit of gold, but it wasn't anything special. So I've moved down here to the mine dump. Now this is all, you know, ugly dump material, stuff that, you know, was just the overburden or the host rock or things that didn't want to run. But over here we have a place, there used to be a structure right here, it recently burnt down, and it's where they would dump the ore to be loaded into trucks. So any stuff that fell off over here was the good stuff. I'm gonna take a sample right there and see if their good stuff had anything in it. I like this stuff that's on the surface because surface stuff gets exposed to a lot of oxygen, meaning if any of the gold was locked up in an iron, the iron will have rusted away and left the gold sitting on the surface. Surface stuff is always the best at these old mine sites. Well, I have a pan from the dump. Let's see what's got in it. So the dump has gold, but not as much as the pocket material did. Well, panning gave me great results all around. The dump, not so much. The hot spot in the pit, definitely. Those are great, great pans. I have one more task I want to do before I call it quits for the day, and that's that vein right there. So here's the entrance to the northern vein here, and you may have seen Jason underground in this mine here. But where the main vein enters here, there's a cross vein hitting it, intersecting. They would have mined right through the intersection of those two veins. I want to take some material from that vein and take it back, process it, smelt it. We know what's in that vein. We don't know if the horizontal vein or the slightly dipping vein here actually carries any values. So there's a job for me. I'm going to sample that. We'll take that sample back to Jason's mill and mill it down, process it out, see what it has in it. Of course, the milling and processing and smelting will be in its own video. Right now, I am just going to grab a sample and have a good look at this ore. I've enlisted Harry to get me a rock. Can you reach it?
This is how you lose your front teeth, Dan. I missed. Oh, I think we have to abandon ship.
Okay.
Hold on, I have alternate.
We can definitely get some of the lower stuff easily for camera. And hey, there we go. Okay, I filled one bucket and I have enough material for a second bucket here. It is a most interesting quartz vein. You have a solid quartz vein, and then you have a side that has completely rotted away all of its sulfides. Just made this like matrix, almost like coral or sponge over here, with all the sulfides rotted away. Did it drop gold? Was there gold in those sulfides before they rotted away? Is it still attached to the quartz? Is it in the muck? We did grab a handful of the muck, and I'm going to pan that out. Maybe it was barren. We don't know. That's why we test. I do have to find myself a second bucket because I have 2 buckets worth. Really neat looking stuff. A little bit of copper staining. I see galena and chalcopyrite in there. It's good looking ore. And as I said, we're taking this all back to Jason's place to process. That will be its own video, but we will definitely process this. Check back for more. Not much material, but let's see what it's got in it. Not seeing much. Harry, are they still down there?
Yes, they are.
It's been a long time.
Yeah, I haven't heard from them for like an hour.
Okay.
So they must be having fun down there.
Must be having fun.
Yeah.
There were a couple of micro specks in there, but basically nothing. We'll still process that material because it could be up in the quartz, not in the rotted out material. Now, all of that gold that I did pan out, that's all going back with Jason. He's gonna smelt it all. I did take a very small little vial of it that I can put under the microscope, and I'm gonna show you that right here, along with some specimens I picked up along the way. Well, I brought some stuff home. I have some specimens here that I found when gold panning that show some free milled gold. So I'll clean those up probably in just a hot acid bath and see if we can get those looking real nice for some pictures. Also have a few in there that are kind of nice. I'll show those to you in just a second. Plus, I did bring home a bunch of rock that I've started slabbing already, and I've only cut 3 pieces off, and all 3 show visible gold. Right there, and table, right there. I'll get the close-up on those. Now I'm going to continue cutting the slabs. I'm going to soak those there in acid and then also take those concentrates and put under the microscope. We'll end the video off with a show and tell of gold. Okay, quick bath in hot hydrochloric acid to reveal the gold. I turned off the crock pot last night so it's cooled off. I'm not reaching into hot acid. Dilute it in water. And let's go have a look at those. Now this is one of the slabs under the microscope, and this really shows off the difference between the pyrites and the gold. Everything that is bright and overwhelming the camera here is gold. Everything that's dull and silver or yellowish color but dull, those are either the iron pyrites or the chalcopyrite. You can see some of the gold that's been cut is just like bright, it's almost white, it's so bright. Some of the gold that's just under the surface, you can see as more of the shape of the gold.
And when we get into the pyrites, yes, the pyrites are just a dull color because of the way it cuts. It crumbles a little bit on the surface, so it's not so reflective. Where the gold, it smears the surface just a little bit, making it very, very reflective. I'm going to take some time with the microscope and look around and see if there's more gold that I didn't see with the naked eye. If there is, I'll show you. Now, I didn't see any more gold on this slab, but this is a great example of, that is chalcopyrite, so a copper pyrite. That is iron pyrite, so an iron sulfide. Iron sulfide, copper sulfide. And, oh, that could be gold. That's gold. I think these are both pieces of iron pyrite, just different crystal structure. Actually, I think all three of these are different crystal structures of an iron pyrite. I'm pretty sure I saw gold somewhere here. That's chalcopyrite. There's the gold. That's gold for sure. So you get better focus on that. That's gold. And one more example of gold. This is the second slab off that first rock I showed you. Great gold deposit in that one. Right with the iron. That's iron pyrite. That's gold. And in the pit, we saw a rock that we said we thought we had gold on it, but I'd bring it back to the microscope to prove for sure. And yes, there it is. There's the gold we saw on that rock. I'm going to zoom in on this one a whole bunch. There we go. Gold back here. Gold right there. Nice. And here's the other side of that same rock. This is more of a fresh break where we broke it open. Definitely gold. And if you're interested, here's the crystal structure of the galena broken open and the chalcopyrite, if the microscope will focus. So that's chalcopyrite, that's galena. That's more chalcopyrite. And before we get on to the concentrates, to see what those yellow crystals were, one last chunk of gold. And the concentrates. Now, this stuff fooled Jason and I so badly. Both of us, when we swished this back, this yellow stuff looked just like gold does in, a hard rock mine. Closer inspection, we can see that it's a whole bunch of little clear yellow crystals. Now, at the top edge of this, you'll notice there's gold everywhere. There is a ton of gold in this. But that mass there is not all gold. Those are little white to yellow crystals. But look at how much gold is that. That big blob there, that's gold. Well, there's a galena crystal. But look deeply into these yellow crystals and you'll see there's gold everywhere. Everything that's reflecting a little extra light in there, that's gold. Let's get a real good zoom in on that and see what it looks like. Looking at the top edge of this, look at all those little pieces of gold. Looking out in the sort of body of the yellow, again, everything that reflects light in there, and not just a yellow color, but actually reflecting, that is all gold. When Jason goes and smelts this out, I think he's going to be very pleasantly surprised. Look at that chunk. That is a chunk of gold. And even back in the coarser material, I'm seeing coarser pieces of gold. There's some malachite, but that's a chunk of gold. The white crystals, that's just broken up quartz. Oh, there's quartz of gold on it. The yellow crystals, we're guessing, is some sort of lead crystal. There's a chunk of gold. Gold! Oh, there's another chunk of gold. Woohoo! There's a nice piece of gold. Great chunk of gold on quartz. Anyhow, there's gold everywhere. I managed to get it to focus a little closer so you can see those yellow crystals a bit better, but you can also see the gold that's in it a bit better. If anyone knows what those yellow crystals are, please give us a comment here. Let us know. We're thinking some sort of lead, but it could be scheelite. We've worked with scheelite before that has done this to us, fooled us. That's about as close in as I can get with this microscope. It's struggling to focus.
Now, we still haven't heard from Jason, so if you want to know what happened with Jason, you'll have to go and watch his video. If he posts a video from down below, you know he made it out safe. Hope you enjoyed watching this video. This is Jason's new mine, the Golden Griffin. If you enjoyed it, please leave me that thumbs up. If I haven't earned your subscription yet, I hope I earned it today. And a big thanks to everyone for watching. Until the next one, bye!